Hi everyone, so today I have a sponsored video for you from Tonic Studios for their craft kit. I believe it's number 75, the Apothecary gift box craft kit. So this was sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. With the craft kit, there's a one-off purchase, like if you just want to pick it up and this is the only one you're grabbing. There's a monthly subscription, and every month you can skip or just let it go, and then you would receive that next month. Or there's a quarterly subscription, which has a little lower price point than the monthly, and it's set up so that you pay the 3 months ahead of time. And you can still skip on those and just continue with your quarterly, and you get 10% off the site. I think now it's automatic, but if it does not come off automatically, you can use TCK in the checkout and get 10% off of your purchases. Okay, so let's open this guy up. Okay, ooh, I love the colors already. Okay, so I get samples, so sometimes my samples are complete, sometimes they might be a little incomplete, or they might look a little different than what you received. So it looks like I already have this, which is great. So it's the insert, and all this information will also be like under the product link. Like I'll have the link there, and if you want to use it, great. And then it takes you to the product page, and it'll tell you everything that's in the kit. And but we also have this, which is really great because you can turn that over. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, okay. And it'll tell you everything that's in here, including the die set, the stamp set, classic card. There's 3 different kinds: Pure View, Misty Gray, and Maroon Red. Specialty card, a speciality card is what it says. Flanders Blue, Pearlescent card, and Red Velvet. Mirror card, Gloss, and Opera Red, one of my favorite colors of theirs. Mirror card, Satin Blue Obsidian. Mirror card, and Frosted Silver. There's a 6x6 card pack in here. Embellishment mousse, vintage drops, vintage drop, aqua shimmers, in Sunlit Sienna, adhesive tape runner, and a craft kit wallet, binder, folder, and exclusive sticker. So this month it does come with the binder, and I believe the binder holds these things. Now it holds 3 months worth, I would say, of your kits. So like every 3 months you're going to receive this if you are a member, or perhaps this month if you just get the one off, it's going to come with the binder. So there you go. I love the binders, they're so cute. Okay, so we have that. Generally I go right into the meat and potatoes of the thing, so that would be this guy. So these folders will fit in your binder perfectly, and they look really nice, and there you go. I do have a sticker this time. Sometimes, again, I receive a sticker, sometimes it's not there, but the Apothecary box sticker, you take that, you pop it on here, and now you know whenever you look at, pretty quickly as you're flipping through your binders what it is that you're looking for, right? So you have their sticker there in that blue colorway. So pretty. We have a photopolymer stamp set. This one looks like it helps decorate your boxes. It has like little corners and other cute little vignettes there. Love photopolymer stamps. And then this is the set here, and let's see. So again, you're making a box. I mean, just looking at it, just a quick glance here, I can see all the different portions that will help you do that, like your bases, your sides, things like that. There's like feet for the box, just kind of like what we saw in the image over here. There's like what looks like maybe a pull tab if you're going to use it that way. There's this one where it's just kind of individual on its own, has a pull in the front. So we have all those different things. Inlays to make them extra cute, maybe some other bits and bobs here that help you decorate, right? And then pieces that you'll need, definitely pull tab there, things like that. I'll give you a quick measurement. I usually do of the largest die. This looks like if you even have a very small machine, you're gonna be good to go. The largest one is just under 3 inches. This guy is about 5 inches long, but it's only like 2 3/8 of an inch wide. So I think that's great for lots of different size machines. If you have a small guy, you're good to go. Okay, so paper. Let's look on that one. Let's look at these guys. I already read it off, so I'm going to show you right quick what's in here. I did read 6-inch. Oh, it's this. When I read 6-inch card, I don't know why I thought card bases. It's this 6-inch paper pack, which is great. So let's get these guys out. We have an adhesive tape runner, and this one is the mini, and it does the kind of pattern like what you're seeing there. Very, very cool. I love the way those sound. And then when you use them, Nuvo embellishment mousse. Again, we discussed this in antique red. I don't know if I've seen this in antique red before. This is really pretty. Look at that, like metallic. The Nuvo Aqua Shimmer in Sunlit Sienna. add a subtle copper shimmer effect. Now, in case I don't use this today, I do want to show you what you do with these guys. You just open them up. It is screwed on just a little bit, but generally you just take that right off. You're going to remove this because that's keeping it from being usable, and then you're going to close it up. This, let me show you, is actually, well, let's just screw it down. You heard, maybe you heard a little bit of a pop, so that's going in there. What I was going to say is this is your lid. That's not really the actual pen, so you can remove that if you want, but really get that in there nice and tight. And basically you're going to give some squeezies until it starts going. So let me, it says press there, and you can kind of give it a little bit of a, you hear that little ball bearings in there, because what happens is your shimmer might settle, so you want to just get a little bit of a shaky shake, and then as you start squeezing, you'll start noticing in here the color comes out. Actually, it'll be up here, I think. You'll start seeing it in just a minute or a moment, and let's just keep going. Oh, there we go. I heard some air going through. There we go. So I give it a really hard squeeze, but as you can see, you can start kind of seeing it come out of here, and then you can use it. And water-based, beautiful. If you see that shimmer moving, really lovely. Okay, let me put this down. I'll just pop that lid back on, and I just keep mine in an upright position, and they're ready to go. So I'll put that to the side for now. And then we have the drops here. So I have one drop. It did list a couple different things. What happens sometimes with tonic is that you might get one or the other. So depending how they listed it there, I'm not sure, but I have the one. So this is the vintage drops, which have like a satin finish, really lovely, and Earl Grey. What a fun name. So we have those guys. Let me open this up. I'm just going to take this plastic wrap off of this. Essential Elements Mirror Card. Ruby Red, Inca Gold, Glossy Black, and Hollow Waves. So let's check this out. Oh, how pretty is that? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. So there's 6 of each of 4 colors, which is really great. There you go. I believe that one's Hollow Waves. I want to say the last one must be Inca Gold. Look how pretty. Oh, love it. And then we have that black, glossy black, which is really great. I use that for accents for so many things. And then our ruby red, which is slightly different than the opera red, again, but gorgeous. So very nice. And then we'll go through our colors, which I already discussed them, so I'll just show them to you right now. Let's get them splayed out here. Very, very cool colorway. I can see like the red, the blue, the silver. I mean, it's really, really lovely. I think those are all the papers. I might be not splaying out one of them, but there's a pearlescent, which is double-sided. These specialty cards, like this one, is single-sided. This is the opera red, slightly different from the other red I just showed you. It's like a deeper color. The beautiful blue, and then your silver, blue pearlescent, and then the craft card in these colors here. Again, the red, the gray, and like that deep blue. Really, really gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is just kind of clear the decks a little bit, and we will put together a box. As I was thinking about what I wanted to do, and I had mentioned earlier that you would read over all the items that come in the package. You're also going to get a set of instructions with this one. My phone got a little bit cracked on the screen, not the screen itself, but the screen cover. So it looks something like this, okay? So you're going to have instruction to make like the basic box, to make the small drawer, if you just want it to be like a little drawer, to make a drawer inside the larger box. So I'm going to go with, so I am going to go with the larger box with the little drawer in it, because it has more steps, and otherwise I'm just going to show you to, very simply, like the instructions are showing you, you're gonna have your base, you're gonna have a couple of sides, you're gonna stick those together, you make your box, and then the part that goes inside. It's all very familiar and something we've done very often in the past. So with this one, I'm gonna show you to do the one that has more steps, okay? It's gonna be something like, I'm trying to look at the image here, it's like this one or this one. I don't know if you can see, in the very center, you can make a little drawer inside the bigger box, or the other drawers can be by themselves like this. Like you can make an arrangement like this, right? Something that's more just larger, or just different sets if you want it to be like this, or maybe just these 2 little guys, or just this guy on his little pedestal legs. However you want to form it and create it, there's lots of ways to play with that. Oh, I can imagine I was gonna say something like this, right? Was 2 of the large ones and 2 of the little guys inside, or however, or side to side. I mean, there's lots of ways to play with this. So I'm going to show you this one because it has the more steps, and then you can detract from that. You know, take what you don't want. If you just want to make it a box, it's very much the same, just very easy. So let's see the colors I want to use. I think my base will be the red craft card. Not the thickest, it's not layering weight. This is a thicker cardstock also, but it's not as thick as like the construction weight cardstocks or even like the metallic cardstocks. Those are more like 300 GSM, where this one's slightly thinner, but I'm going to use that for my base. So let's get these guys out. And I'll probably do a lot of die cutting as far as what I want to decorate with, so that's what we'll have there. And again, we have all these different portions. So to make your large box, but with a small center pull, that's just going to have a little something that opens up, you're going to need the large panel 3 times, this guy. Now, having said that, they are showing that you're supposed to cut an aperture in 2 of these, and I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to cut the aperture in 1 of them, because in my mind, I don't know why I would want the back open. It might help seat it in there a little bit differently, you know, where it can go all the way to the back, and maybe that's why they made the hole all the way through. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do what they said. Okay, so that's what they're showing, that you should have that and then that, so there's 2 holes. So basically there's a tunnel through your box. In my mind I was like, well, I just really want the front open. I don't really need a tunnel all the way through the back, but it probably helps when you close your drawer that it actually will push in instead of touching the back and staying out a little bit. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to do what they're showing, but again, if you don't want to make a hole in the back, don't do it. You know, it's fine. you don't need to have that hole in the back, I don't think. But anyway, so we're going to have 3 of these. Now, what I will do is, I know they're showing to cut it later, like this central part afterwards. I think I'm going to do that ahead of time. So, like I said, they want you to cut 2 with the aperture, with that little hole. And I was just looking at this, and I want to make sure I'm not going to confuse anybody or, you know, get you off on the wrong foot. So this square is small, and this one's a little bit larger. And then we have this guy that would also cut a square, but he is more of a decorative square for like the larger box. So right now I'm looking for probably this one. And the way I can tell is maybe if I bring this over, and I know this is probably for the smaller box. That looks like it would fit right in there. So I'm going to use this guy. If it ends up being that we need to use a larger one, we can still do that. But let me just pay attention to exactly if it's going to be on that side or the glue tab side. Okay, they're both going to be on the glue tab side, the little hole. Maybe that won't matter later, but for now, let's put that there. And I'm going to tape that, and then I'm going to cut it out twice. So you can definitely run it through and then run through your little square. I'm going to go ahead and tape them down now, and then do that one twice, and then one that's just the outer, not without the little aperture. Okay, so we'll have 3 pieces when I come back. That will pretty much be like this. And I'm gonna keep that taped together. When I go to the second one, I'll just remove it carefully and do the second one so it's exactly the same, okay? But I'll be right back. Those 2 particular pieces that they said, and then one without the aperture. And then from the same color, I think I'll do the that little tunnel that goes on the inside. If you guys watch the Advent calendar or Advent Town video, it's very similar as far as that feel, the way it kind of just pops in there. So I'm still going to use the red here, and then I need these little guys, this one, and we just simply need 2 of this. So I'll cut 2 of those out, again from the same color paper. And then you need the hinges, this little guy over here. And we will need, I believe, 8 of these. So 2 of that, 8 of these. And then we need the longer hinge. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, I believe. So this guy over here, 5 of this one. Sorry, why I come up with foam and all here. There we go. 5 of this guy, okay? And I will be right back. Put some of these things to the side. Again, you have your inspo here that you can kind of, you know, keep in mind. I guess it goes like this. But I'm I'll put that to the side for a moment, along with these guys. So we have those 3 larger panels, again, 2 with the aperture cut out of them. We have these guys that are gonna make the inside box. Those are just cutaways from before. They're gonna make like the inside little tunnel right now, and then we have 8 of these guys, and then 5 of these larger ones. So what I'm going to do right now is set this up in a way that it looks like the image, so what you have in front of you, you'll be able to look at that, see what I'm doing, and have a good idea. But I am going to also go ahead and score these now, because I prefer to do that. So I'm just going to give that a score. Glue tabs generally go towards the inside, but if that's not the case, we'll change that up. So right now we have that guy, and then this guy's going to glue there. So I'm just going to give it a score. Again, try to keep it nice and straight. And then our other guy is going to go in the other direction off this other end. Reminds me kind of like of Tetris, which is really fun. I'm trying to get that straight. There we go. So Craft Perfect has like linen texture, so that score line was kind of in a textured line also, so I was trying to be a little more careful with that. And then this guy is our last bit. And I absolutely love boxes, you guys know that. So that'll be here. So it's something like that. Okay, so hopefully you can see glue tab down here. This guy's gonna glue there, that's gonna glue there. But then we have these pieces, and you might ask like why do they have, so what happens is if you really look at the project, and there's so many ways to configure it that it's better to have tabs that you can put where you want them instead of them being there and cutting them away and all these different things. So it just gives you more variability in my opinion. But so these guys, again, this is just a glue tab, so I'm just gonna fold it in half. And that one's gonna go actually and glue right here to the side of that one. And then I'm gonna score these guys. And these 2, there's gonna be one here and one here. And then one on the end and one at the other side there. So one at the end here. And this is gonna help you put it all together into like this really cool box that kind of envelops that little guy, the smaller drawer. So you can definitely use a tape runner. I prefer to use glue whenever it's a 3D project, so that is what I will do. So I can glue this guy. Oopsie. Don't get too crazy with our glue. It's gonna glue to here. And again, with this kind of thing, I always just right on the edge, right along the score line. Like in this situation, I put it to the right of the score line, but just slightly, right? Ever so slightly. To the right. Okay. And then this guy, I'm just going to put glue on one side here, is going to glue here. So in effect, that's making you a glue tab that was not there before. And again, right along the edge. I think to make a nice finished project, you always really want to pay attention to that detail. When I'm gluing, I'm always looking at the very edge. Okay. And why don't we go ahead and glue these guys onto this guy before we glue this guy to the last, right? So, glue tab here. It's gonna go here. You're essentially adding glue tabs to this whole piece. So we have that. And I'm just moving right along because we don't need them to do anything other than hold on right now. And then another one here. Okay, along the other edge. And definitely put glue all the way to the very edges on the outer portion. Here. And then one across the top. And I'm going to let those set up before we move on too much, but let's get this guy on here. In the meantime, we can make the little hinged inner casing while these guys dry and set up. That looks really good. And so it's still looking like the image that you might see on your thing there. And then this is a tab that was already there, and we're just going to glue that here. hold that for a second. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Yep, very well. Oh, interesting enough, when I was looking at the squares, I was just kind of trying to decide myself which one I needed for the aperture. But if you read this, sorry, I know, like I said, I cracked that little area. It says medium square die. So that is the medium one, which is perfect. Yeah, no, I went to take my husband to the airport and got in the car and, you know, driving away and like, oh, where's my phone? I know I brought it with me and, you know, da-da-da. Couldn't find it. He's calling me and, you know, he's sitting next to me. It's not really ringing. And when I got back home, I was still thinking about it. So when I drove up to my driveway, I drove up slowly and my phone was on the concrete of the driveway facing down. And I was like, oh, I hope I did not run it over on the way out, right? It obviously fell in my pocket or something. I did not, but it got a little more cracked. The screen protector did. So I got to replace that. But anyway, thank goodness. I just, yeah, super happy about that. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all glued together, okay? And then this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and score this little dude, but if you remember the Advent, it's very similar. So I'm gonna score the glue tabs and score this going inward, this one too. And then the little drawer, you're actually going to create the whole drawer, the actual drawer part. So this is like the casing, and we'll talk about that in just a minute when we get there. But for these guys, we have two of them. Each one is going to get one of these guys on these skinny, like the skinny ends, right? So I don't know that that needs to be labored too much, but basically one there, one here. So just like we did right now, but we're gluing them to the skinny ends of our little casing. Okay, and these are actually going to flare out now that I think about it. So they're going to be on the inside, you're not going to see them. That's another thing you can think about. So when you glue these on, they're going to be glued on kind of flaring out. You know, it depends on what part of this you want to be the inside of your casing. If you want this side in or this side in, I guess there's different ways of doing that. I will make it so that the linen texture is on the inside. Sorry guys, I guess there are some choices to be made here. So that way this glues like this, and not that you're really going to see that, but it'll be there. And then they want you to glue them again to the outside, which is a very good idea. So out here, I'm just gonna put glue down like that. Okay, so this is nice and clear. When you come and bring your drawer in, it's not going to be messed with in any way because of these little guys. So we have that guy right again against the edge, and then this guy. Oopsie, what am I doing? The other way. I was like, that didn't look right. Okay. But again, bring it right up to the edge. Okay, and on this side I'll do the same thing. I'll add two. Right? This one and one more. Same thing over here. I'll be right back. Last two. Just put glue on them. Pop them on there. Right to the edge and as straight as you can. Now, in the image, they're showing that you're going to glue these two guys to the inside of one of your apertures and then the other one. So I don't know that it matters which one first. They're kind of showing it on this one. So I'm going to turn this over. You're going to glue them here. Now, it is showing two different pieces. And I don't know if it's saying glue this and then glue it down, which is what I would do. Or you can glue it here and then do the glue tabs, right? And I'm going to put the glue on the inside of the tab so that it is on the outside, right? So you don't see that looking through the aperture, through the little casing. But I'm getting it right to the score line, of course. And trying to keep that layered up. All right. So hopefully you see what I'm making. Just like a little tunnel, but everything that's, you know, glue tab is on the outside, so you don't see it on the inside. And I would let that set up a little bit longer before I move on, but since we're making a video, I'm going to move on. Glue on the inside, and just bring this guy around and make your little tube. And I'm just going to hold that. Now this is basically symmetrical. If you want to lay it down and flatten it out, you can do that because it should be exactly the same. I'm just going to hold it like this and I'll be right back. So this little guy, and it's basically gonna get glue in here like this. So I'm gonna put the glue on these just to make sure we're good, right to the very edge. And I'm just gonna bring it down and straight down on here so I can see through here. Hopefully you don't see my head. I don't know, I'm trying to get in here. And just making sure it's right through that aperture. And we're on the inside, right? You don't want this part to show. I suppose you can cover it up again if you did have it on the outside, your glue tabs. But let's put that there. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and straight and square, because that will definitely be a factor when we're putting in and out that little drawer that's gonna go inside of there. How cute is that? Okay. Okay. And then this last step, I'm going to let this set up a little bit longer though before we move on, is basically just to square everything up, bring this in, and make a cube, as you can see, just like that. Right? But quite a few things to do there. So I'll be right back. So, what do we want to pay attention to in this next one? We have this guy and this guy, right? So I'm going to put some glue on here. And maybe I'm not even going to pay attention to that until later, but what I want to do is put glue on here. And just like any other project, whenever I want things to meet up, I'm going to flare these up a little bit, up, so that it'll make contact with this. So when I bring this over, we're just bringing this over like this, bringing this across like this, and then down in here. Now, doing that, I feel like we need one more holder here. I suppose not, because it's at the bottom, but they didn't show that in the image, but I feel like we might need one more here, guys. Let me quickly run one more large one through just because I think it should be there, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I just copied that, you know, straight off what I saw there, but it looks like it's missing one hinge, so let's just get this on here and here and at the top or the bottom, but either one, we need one here. So let's put that there, and okay. That'll help me in just a minute. But for right now, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to curve it in because what I want to pay attention to in my mind is this, the square. So I put glue on that back one because I know it's going to be there pretty soon. So I'm kind of holding that. But I want to make sure that this square is lined up nice and square, basically. So there we go. I'm not paying attention to anything else right now more than this here. Bring that way a little bit. Looks good. I squeeze that one down, that up. There we go. That all looks pretty good on that one. I'm just kind of paying attention to this panel, this side over here, and this guy over here. Okay. You can still get your finger in there and lean it, put it all together. That looks pretty good. And as I'm doing that, I'm also going to pay attention that this guy is where I would want him to be, this wall. Here we go. Since I already put glue on that one. Very cool. I'm just gonna hold that for a few seconds so I can move on and start gluing the other tabs. So like I said, just a few seconds, just to let that really hold on. Now that's the glue tab I just added on, and I'm going to just squeeze that here. There we go. And I'll hold that for a little bit. And then basically making sure we put glue everywhere else. So as you see, there's 1, 2, 3 on this side. So we'll do that side last. Yeah, on these 3. And or maybe we'll do this side last. Let's do this one next. There we go. And again, if the glue tab is kind of pushed out, it'll touch and make contact, and you'll be good to go on that. So I'm just holding this for a little bit. If you want, you can kind of put it down. You can probably pop something like this in there to make sure you're making contact, right? That looks really good. See how this one's kind of popped out? I could have put glue on that to begin with. I'm going to tuck this in. Just pull this back out a little bit. And tuck that guy in. Again, this is the one that has more steps. The other one, you're just basically going to make a casing and make your drawer. And that's it. And then decorate it however you like. And it's a box that's going to be about 2.5 inches square, it looks like, deep and everything. And then you can put your little treats in there. This one's a little bit different. It's going to be more of a little magic box. And again, now we're at the top here, we have these 3 glue tabs. Again, kind of sticking up a little bit, so when I push this down, they just want to meet up. Trying to keep everything square. And that's what I'm paying attention to most of this. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna hold that and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so there is a really cool box, very cool structural thing that has a little aperture in the center, and I'll probably use this one as my front. I like the way it looks, a little cleaner. You know, just choose whatever side you like. But we're going to use that in just a moment, and let's get ready to make the insert, the little drawer. Okay, so for our insert drawer, we're going to need a couple of dies, or a few dies, I suppose. Let's see here. For the drawer, you're going to want this, which are your sides, and I believe you're going to need 3 of these. So 3 of this. You know, whatever color paper you're using, I'll probably stick with the red just to make it the same, but 3 of these guys. And then we'll need the small squares, and you need 2 of those, basically. Possibly 3 if you want to make one decorative, but for right now, let's just make the base thing. I'm going to need 2 of this small square, okay? And then the hinge panels, and you need 2 of those, so it's the long one again, this guy. 2 of this. So 2, 2, 3, and I will be right back. I like to not waste paper, but these are the inserts that fell out of here, and you can definitely take your little guy, and it sits right on top, so you definitely want to tape that down so it doesn't move, and you can use that for your little drawer. So I need 2 of them, and we have 2 here. Look how tiny that little edge is of what we didn't need. So funny. Okay, so I'll do the same thing with this guy, and I'll finish cutting the other pieces I need. So we have 2 of our long hinges, 2 of these guys, and 2 of the smaller squares. So with this one, basically this time we're going to want to put our glue tabs on the inside, where on that last one they're kind of on the outside, so you don't see anything. It looks nice and clean in there. So this time we're going to do this. We're going to square this guy up, score and score, and then we have our 2 panels. The third one, they said you need 3 of these, is the decorative one that's going to hide like your drawer, your knob pull, so that you can cover it. So I'm not going to address that until we get there. Okay, so let's just get this guy going. I want some nice things like this. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know where I was. Let me just cut this. I need 3 of these guys, right? We needed 3. I don't know why I had 2 in my head. Okay, so again, we're going to glue the tabs on the inside, so I'm going to put a little glue on this one and this one. He'll be our base of our drawer, and then we're going to glue these guys down to the inside so that the drawer slides nicely in and out of your little aperture here, or yeah, that guy there, this guy here. Okay, and then we're basically going to have side pieces like this, and then the front, or however. So sorry, I had kind of messed up because I forgot I needed 3 pieces, and I moved on, and I was like, I don't want to confuse you, so I just came back and redid that part. And so we're going to put this guy here. That looks pretty good. Again, nice construction always. And then on this side, we'll bring this guy over. Okay. Around that edge, looking good. And then we have these 3 panels, or glue tabs, are just going to hold on to our little guys like this. I suppose with this one, you can probably glue one on the inside and then one on the outside, and that might be better for the front pull. So yeah, that's what I'll do. So since I already put glue, I'll put this one. That'll be the back of my box. Making sure we have it nice and square. It's going to be super important. I can look at it from down here, just kind of square that up on that little guy. Now that I think about it though, if we have this, then we have the decorative one. If I have it out here, it should be okay. It might push this open a little bit, but I feel like that's sturdier pulling this than if it was just on the front and you're always pulling, and that way it's like sandwiched in. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna put a little glue here and pop that in there. Okay. And I might get down in here, just making sure that everything's making contact. And it's nice and squared up. That's super important. Really nice and tight. Okay. So basically this is going to go in here. Oh my gosh, you guys, how cute. So we can decorate and all that. So let me think about what I want to decorate. First, we do need a little something that is going to cover that area, but also cover up our pull tab. So with this guy, we need 2 of it. Whatever color paper, whatever it is that you want to do with it, you need 2. We're going to layer them over each other and form a pull tab, of course. And then with this guy, we have inlays, right? So to make it decorative, you also need that hole cut out, basically. You can just use this. I don't know if this inlay is actually for this guy or not. Let me see what the images look like. Oh, I suppose we can do that, yeah. But you also have just the hole if you want that, or this can also cut a little decorative piece that you're going to put on top of here, you know? So different ways to play that up. Let's do this embossed one, because you know what? I was going to do something shinier for that. So I think, yeah, we're not gonna be able to put them at the same time. Sorry about my lighting. What happened there? I don't know. Let me grab some paper. Ooh, I have the black, the shiny red. I think I'm just gonna stick with this. I probably can just cut a little piece from here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this piece out. Sorry guys, I might make some funky noises you don't want to hear. I'll be right back. That was really in there, so I just cut a piece instead. So I'm gonna just run this through and then I'll be right back. I don't know if I'm doing that. I'll think about this one, but either way, I'm gonna run this through a color paper that I have twice, okay? And I'll be right back. That piece, again, the smaller one. And then I'm just gonna take this guy. It's gonna cut the center, the little aperture, but it's also going to leave an embossed mark. So I'm gonna put that on there. I can hold it as it goes through, or I can put a little tape. That middle part's gonna fall out anyway. And then this guy, I chose the pearlescent red, so I'm just gonna cut out one more. And I'll be right back. Let's see this guy, look at that. So now you have that embossed look, and then you have these guys. Okay, so put that back over here. Put those away in just a second. I guess we have this piece that fell out we can probably put on here too, just to make it look cute, and that'd be adorable. Okay, so let's put that to the side, and let's start wrapping this guy up. So I'm going to go ahead and score these guys. I know these are gonna go in, and then these guys are going to touch each other in here. And then these are gonna go out like this, but not quite yet, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold the other one the same way, and I'll be right back. Glue these guys together. One goes on top of the other. I'm just gonna put glue right to the edges. And really get that on there. Hold that for a little bit. And then of course, you know, there's lots of ways to decorate your box itself. We do have this piece that I believe is going to be what, if you want to make a square that covers this and then has like an inlay, you'll still use this, but you're going to cut one of these tabs off to make that work. And then you're going to want to cut an aperture out of the center of it, of course, so that your drawer can go in and out. So we will get to that in just a minute, but for now, let's go ahead and get this guy put together. So each of these little glue tabs, of course, will hold on to the next guy. So just bring that in. It's very pitched. You can see how close or how much you have to kind of push it in for that to get together. And I'll hold it for a few seconds before I move on. And then this guy, and then glue on this guy, and just around, right? So these inner glue tabs touch each other. I'll be back. Come around to the very last one, and it's nice and wide, so I'm still holding on to that guy, but let's bring this guy here, and then I'll just take like a tool or a pencil or something that you can get in there and just push that tab against that last bit, and I'll be back. Okay guys, so we have that. You know, I was looking at this. I'll probably decorate these 3 top panels. I'll leave this red. That's going to have its little shiny decoration. If you wanted to put, you know, another little handle in the back, you can definitely do that. So it goes both ways. Kind of fun. Whatever it is that you want to do, of course. So let's get this guy in here. So cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. Like a glove. And then I'm going to put glue all over this and then stick that down. So just glue all in here. And maybe I'll put it down like this and open up our tabs so that they are touching there, and I'll hold that down and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I want to show you. All I did was turn it upside down so I can just press down all around. And I suppose we can glue this little bit on here at this point, since I'm just kind of massaging that whole thing. I have this little piece here that I think will look really cute right here. All right, and then I'll just keep massaging that along with the sides, and I'll be back. That closer to me to hold it really well. I'm going to bring this back out, and we're going to put glue all over this baby and then stick that down. So just all over, all over, all over. Really get that on there nicely and securely, and I'll just pop that on there. Cute. And just hold it down, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, so that is the basic construction of, you know, this one that's, again, has more steps. You could just definitely make the little box and go from there. Oh, I had a little water in my hand, sorry. It'll dry up very soon. And there you go. And again, I did cut this back hole, and to be honest, I don't think you need it. I thought, well, maybe once this is here and you want to see that it actually sits in nicely, maybe you need that kind of opening instead of pushing against it. But I think if this was one solid piece, it wouldn't be no problem. So you probably don't need that second aperture, in my opinion. Now, again, maybe you want to put 2 little handles, which would be really cute, and have it go back and forth, you know, but either way, whatever you like to do. Lots of variability in this guy. It looks like I said, this is about 2.5 inch square. This guy, again, is 2.5 inches deep because it's the same, and just over 1 inch wide. So there you go, if you would like to know the measurements on that guy. And so I'm gonna pop that back in there, and what I'm going to do now is, just with some music over, it's not the biggest deal, I'm going to cut some of these guys now. I said I'm going to decorate the top and the sides, and you can do the back again if you want to cut the hole out, or just do a full solid back and, you know, cover that up. You can definitely do that. You just put glue to here, right? You don't want to glue that. Definitely, as I'm looking at it, I'm going to use this guy and then cut away the pieces. Obviously, we also have this one that can do the same thing, but I feel like this one would be better to cut away because you don't have to cut one tab off, you know, so I can then put it on top of here and then the sides, right? Or not do that, or do whatever you like. There's lots of different things here that we can play with. I think I'm going to use that one and this inlay. So I'll run these through together at the same time, and then just for another piece of decorative look, I will cut this one from some other paper. So 3 of these, I'm gonna cut the glue tab off the side. And then, you know, if you wanna put the feet, it's super simple. It's just this piece, and hopefully you can tell. All you're gonna do is fold that over and fold this in. And then to complete it, you have this other side that is gonna help you just glue it together. Like, you're just gonna pop it in on this other side so it kind of melts together, if that makes sense. So if you wanted legs on it, it's super easy to do. What was this, like this, maybe? All right, I'll be right back. Put the little decorative piece on top, and there are still even more decorations from that, because if you want to do some more of these guys, or put those obviously on the handle, I did, you know, what I did. And then the little feet, all kinds of ways to decorate this. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sending these items for review. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.